What's that mouth? It's your boy Live as I may looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And I'm of course here with another casual conversations with Afro Comedy 765. How you doing today, my guy?
You already know. Local neighborhood scumbag here to give folks their daily dose of dirt bags on another episode of Casual Combos.
Yeah, man. We out here, you know the show where we just talk about whatever we talk about. We got topics, but if we get to it, we get to it. Even though we are gonna get to the first one because I feel like it's important to society, the stuff that our show don't really talk about. Of course, we're gonna talk about Logan Paul made his video. If y'all didn't see it, Logan Paul said he might sue CoffeeZilla and
He
invite
didn't
him on
even
the.
say might, did he?
Oh, he said, "Oh, see you in court,"
I was
and
about to say, that wasn't no might.
and he invited him to a podcast, which is very strange for the person he threatened to sue. But Logan Paul
Yeah, it
did
is
it
kind of
anyway.
wild.
Tori, watching the video, even though Logan Paul just put out a podcast today on talking about it, it seemed like he didn't talk about much. I saw the clips on. I didn't really seen the podcast yet.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say, I
how'd
haven't
you
watched
feel
it
about the
yet.
response?
Um, I feel like it was honestly the best way he could have handled it if we're going to keep it a stack.
Without
With,
apologizing to this.
yes, without being like, yeah, I'm a scammer. Fucking, that was the best way he could do it. Freaking, so either way, you gotta sort of think about the fact that he did hit on certain points that there were certain parts that made sense. I feel like a lot of this is in like moral gray areas, you know what I mean? But I I see him trying to monetize the drama himself, which is why he said he wouldn't come on any of CoffeeZilla's podcasts, but CoffeeZilla was free to come on fucking Impulsive because, of course, I mean, if you're in this situation, you want to control the narrative to your best ability. But he's in a place where if you are the drama, you sort of dictate if CoffeeZilla wants to in any way capitalize on this with an engagement from you. You have to be the one directly benefiting from it, which is super smart. Not saying it's right, but I mean, sometimes you just got to call a nice move a nice move. Now, if CoffeeZilla does decide to go on Impulsive, it's just I sort of hate it because I feel like his team would just edit the fuck out of the conversation. So I feel like if they are going to meet, they should find some open medium platform of some of some sort that is like non-biased, as hard as that might be. But if they're going to do the podcast, I don't feel like it should be on either of their channels respectively, or the chance of the super crazy editing is high on either side. Though I don't think that CoffeeZilla would be one to wrongfully edit shit, but you never know.
Can I say something that ain't like normal YouTube Reddit? I don't. Can we? Logan said something that's true, and I'm not even defending Logan, but he said something that's true. CoffeeZilla did use that because that's his off Logan because it's Logan Paul.
Well, duh. But
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
if you're bringing forth
I put Logan Paul
injustice,
in this title because it's Logan Paul.
exactly.
Mobile mail, everybody does it. If you see 100 videos, on Cavo's literally who hates Logan Paul
But
has
no,
got
that's the status quo, though. If you
Cav.
want it to reach a wide audience, you got to, and it's not like because you got to think there's multiple places that'll clickbait somebody's name and really not mention them. Fucking. So I mean, he did a whole investigation on a company that was fronted by Logan Paul. I mean, he did
Like,
what he was supposed to do. And
like,
like I said, I think Logan's response was the best way that he could have done it without saying, "Hey, I'm a scammer."
look, Tori.
Why, bruh? Why wouldn't he though? That's
That's
the
even
whole
Logan
thing.
Paul right there. That's Logan Paul too, basically. That's his stuff. He
Yeah,
just
but I'm
rescheduling it.
saying you just said that it's something everybody does. So why are we pointing it out?
Oh no, I'm just letting it
No,
be known.
okay. I was
No,
gonna say
no,
we know.
I'm finna get to my point. I'm gonna let y'all
Okay,
know why.
I was like, you just said everyone did this. So I mean, why are we pointing
We
out?
doing it on this episode. What do you mean? But I just
I
want people to
know.
understand. I just want people that don't understand this space. If we really cared about rug pulls and stuff, I could literally do a weekly show on a coin that was pull a rug pull. That's why I don't feel bad. I think the religion.
But if we wanted it to get views, we would clickbait names of people that it had nothing to do with.
Yeah, true. But my point was, if you in this space, and the reason I don't feel bad because Logan showed everybody in the video was scammers and rug pulls and everybody. Logan even got rug pulled first, so he lost. The
Yeah.
scammers were trying to scam each other, and
But low
Logan
key,
lost the
that's
scam.
karma. You went into it trying to scam people, and in the end, the person who lost money was you and everybody else. So,
But they all were trying to scam. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, this is true. No one just getting into random coins and not trying to get a rug
the
pull.
whole crypto space is scammy as fuck. Let's just be honest.
It's true. And most regular people, this is why I'm gonna tell y'all why SBF is worse, way worse than this. Because
$40 billion. That's why. What the fuck do you mean?
No, I'm
$40
just saying.
billion.
I'm finna see.
And then you got his girl. Did you see his homely ex-girlfriend that's gonna flip on him for fucking? And the thing is, she was such an integral part of FTX. Like she was like on all these podcasts, bigging it up and shit. And now she's gonna flip on that nigga. It's still fuck SBF, but it's fuck his old lady too, because she deserves just as much time as. Sorry, casual conversations. I got a little bit off track, but we're back.
Yeah, I just want to explain the reason SBF is worse is because they have actual coins that people use and not just like Bitcoin.
But if you remember though, FTX was in a race with Binance to see who could be the first regulated like crypto exchange. Because remember they talked about how SBF's girlfriend, her uncle or something, worked at the FCC, so that was supposed to be like sort of their leg up to get there before Binance did. And fucking at the end of the day, like I said, when FTX disappeared, $40 billion worth of people's hard-earned money disappeared with it. So,
yeah. But my point is, if we want to be truthful, Logan did make a point. That's the only point I'm gonna give him is that he did this for his name and to Logan's detriment, he got to understand that you are the name that they will go after.
Yeah, I feel like he knows that.
But he tried to present like, oh, you didn't show these people. Like he don't care. They don't get numbers. Oh, look at these random scammy dude that we don't know. Like, Tor, I can show you 3 rug pulls right now, and I'm like, oh, they all trying to scam each other. Regular people don't have $50,000 to put in some random coin.
Well, and like Logan showed in the videos, one of the niggas CoffeeZilla fucking was interviewing was a scam nigga. You know what I mean?
Most of them gonna be scammers. That's all I want to get. That's why I don't feel bad.
But that's like I said at the beginning. The whole crypto space is scamming as fuck.
It is a lot of open space for it.
We were past the curse limit, right, on the video.
Yeah, we had.
I've been working on that, not cursing in the first minute.
But yeah, that's why I don't feel bad. That's why I think the religion thing was worse for him because I don't think normal people care about.
I think the religion shit would have blown over real quick because religion just doesn't hold the same place in society that it once did.
You think it hold more than some random crypto scammers?
No, because fucking money is definitely outweighing religion in the fucking grand scheme of things.
Regular all people
crypto is people converting their money into an asset that really has no value.
But it's random. But I'm saying, how many regular people are going to do the random crypto scam?
I mean, there's not too many. Well, as the years go on, there'll be more and more people capable. But as of right now, it's far easier to scam somebody with religion than crypto. You are correct.
I'm saying so. I think more people will be upset more.
But religion's been scamming people for thousands of years. Crypto is a recent thing. Crypto's decades old. Religion's fucking centuries old.
Religion has a place and it can help people also, whereas crypto.
Yeah, but if you had to really balance it out, I don't know if religion's helped more people than it's hurt. There's been a lot of holy wars, but that's for a different episode of Casual Convo.
That's Nick Fuente's group of. Hold up, let's not pretend like they stole a religion from people in Mesopotamia and Northern Africa and murdered everybody that agreed with it to take it over.
Christianity. Think about Christians. Think about coming from Spain and making it all the way across that ocean. Christianity is a colonizer's religion, and all it is a fucking rip off of fucking Islam. And if you want to look at it, Islamism is a ripoff of some fucking nondescript religion of ancient Mesopotamia or something. You know what I mean? It's all
but
fucking.
but for the most part, it usually helps poor people understand get some hope. Because one thing I always know, the poor people have way more hope than rich people. Because once you get rich and you still unhappy, you ain't got nowhere to go.
Yeah, they're way more pious than regular people in the world. Shits on them way more.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're rich and you ain't got nowhere to go, but you like, oh, God gonna bless me and one day if I just keep doing good, you are more likely to be happier than a dude who like I'm rich and I got the world and I'm still unhappy. You
No,
know
but
what I
you're
mean?
more likely to get ahead if you're the guy that says, I'm not going to bow down to some invisible power and go on, rather than sticking yourself into the cycle of religion that could and does in certain aspects preach for you to be poor. Which, if that isn't your goal, I mean. But I'm admittedly anti-religion to a certain extent,
And
so
I'm
I'm a
religious, so
biased source.
I get the purpose of religion and why it's good, and I see the benefits of everything. And I'm a realistic person.
But that's why that's a good dynamic. See, folks, you're getting both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, so I think that personally probably more influences his audience than scamming. Because if Ice Poseidon still got audiences that if he scams openly and admits he's scamming,
Most definitely. And
I'm thinking Logan
like you
Paul.
just said, Ice Poseidon was like, yeah, nigga, I got y'all for 400K and you ain't getting shit back. It is what
Like,
it is.
at least with Logan, you were like, hey, you tried to, but you with us, you lost all your money. You lost a lot
Yeah, I
of
was
money.
going to
So.
say, you didn't say. I mean, he didn't lose all his money by any stretch of
Oh
the
no, but you
imagination.
lost.
But
You lost a good bit of bank. So
like I
you
said, if Logan Paul only put $1 million into Crypto Zoo, I don't feel remotely bad for him.
um, but also people are talking about could he actually sue Coffee Zone?
I don't think
He has to prove two things. He has to make
for a
reference.
defamation claim.
Yeah, he got to make up a reason, a valid reason for why he said two things in that video on that in that code. And if he can make it, he can actually get that lawsuit up. It would be very hard because it's very hard. He clearly seems like he's scamming, but he never said it directly. But he would
That's
have to
true.
convince a jury and a judge that this was not a rug
But you
pull.
got to remember,
But
at the end of the day, lawsuits are a battle of money, and CoffeeZilla does not have more money than Logan Paul. So if Logan Paul gets this lawsuit heard by any judge, it's just bad news for CoffeeZilla because he's not got the same kind of capital to keep a fucking legal war going. Logan Paul does. Multiple different revenue streams, fucking, and how hard is it to devote one to fucking draining some guy who you dislike for writing a story about you of money. You know what I mean?
yeah. So we got another story we're gonna talk about. Dillon Dannis quit the KSI fight, which we know he did. We know he won.
That's I know, but there was part of me that thought maybe he was gonna go through with it
You knew he
after he
was.
smacked him with the cowboy hat on and shit.
That
I was like,
man is
oh
the
man.
biggest cowboy in all of combat
I
sports.
was gonna say he did, man. Who's he fight? I did see they got him
Phase
a
Temple,
replace. Okay, I knew it was
which is
somebody
from
from FaZe. I just
Phase
wasn't
Temple.
sure which one.
To me, it's
Why
better
don't they?
because
Don't they have? Isn't there a nigga like FaZe Sensei that was an actual fighter? Why isn't he fighting one of the niggas that actually?
have we ever seen Phase Sensei actually box? Well, we did see him in that one boxing match, but he ain't did it since then.
I don't think so.
And plus, he probably ain't been training. Temple probably been training. And he like, I ain't finna go on a fight 10 days before without training. So that makes sense. You know what I mean?
It
But
does.
if you go in there 10 days before, you get whooped. But we all know Dillon Dannis was gonna quit. I saw
I
people
don't
make
know why
bets.
these niggas be ducking these bags. Like, I'll take an ass whooping for $1 million.
Did you see how bad he was in the clips? He was absolutely atrocious.
And what does that say about the UFC? Oh, speaking of the UFC, this is a casual conversations gimmick. Sometimes we go off topic. Did you see that they're saying Phil Baroni murdered his wife?
I did not see that yet.
Yeah, bro. I saw that earlier today. Allegedly in Mexico. Fucking, for those of you who don't know, Phil Baroni was someone who was part of the golden age of mixed martial arts. He was there when you had your Lyoto Machidas, Anderson Silva, Vanderlei, all of these top tier guys that are now older but still got credentials. Phil Baroni was one of them. Also a black man. So a black man killing his wife in Mexico is kind of wild, but yeah, I don't know if he did it or not. I just saw that he was arrested for it, and
Yo,
he said that he was trying to. Okay, this is a wild ass story, but as I understand it, he found out she was cheating. He then told her to go take a shower. She didn't want to go take a shower. So he took her and put her in the shower, and I guess he said she hit her head when he was trying to put her in the shower, and apparently that's how she went. From what he says, but I don't know. But you said we were talking about the UFC and Dillon Dannis, so and I just saw that story earlier today. So Phil Baroni, UFC, casual conversations,
yeah.
folks.
Speaking of that, you see Dana wife put them paws on him?
I did see Dana White's wife put them paws on him.
In a less serious story.
She caught him at the end of his cycle on the TRT. He was waiting on the re-up because they got to wait like a week in between. And Dana White's legally doing all of this. He's not doing anything illegal. He's a man of advanced age. It's a natural thing for you once you get into your 40s and 50s. Fucking low
Especially when
T
your
is
wife
real.
putting them hands on you.
Yeah, I was going to say. So she caught him at the end of the TRT cycle. He wasn't as jacked as he usually is, and she managed to get them. Luckily, I mean, he just sort of muffed her, bro. Because if we're gonna be honest, he's a jujitsu guy. Fucking, he's done all kinds of training. Fucking, I mean,
He can't turn his neck though, Tori. He like Lush.
yeah, but he ain't. No, Lush is way flabbier. Like Lush wishes,
We
bro.
will talk about that later.
I
I gotta
found a
talk about
picture of this goth. I'm gonna post it on Twitter after this. I found a picture of this. The nigga that plays Uncle Fester in the new Addams Family for real looks like Lush. Like, and I saw him with like a hat on and shit, and it for real looks like gothic Lush. I'm gonna follow me on Twitter, folks. I'll be posting it after this. I
We're
just
gonna
thought
talk about that.
that.
We're gonna talk about that at the end. But hey, it was pissing me off when Lush was talking to everybody, but he don't turn his neck. I don't know why it was triggering me. It was triggering me. Tori was like, I'm like, turn your neck like a regular human being, sir. I'm pretty sure he probably have a condition, and I am being insensitive. I acknowledge it. But
Lush is a recovering drug addict. It's what happens. Sometimes we
but I'm not
forget
gonna,
certain cues.
hey, listen, I'm being insensitive, but I will openly admit that it did trigger me, and it kept triggering me because I'm like, turn your neck and stop, or turn your body and look normal. Why are you doing this? Like, it was like just imagine if I just keep. I'm like, stop doing that.
Damn. I'm not gonna lie. People's posture. There's no way somebody's posture is triggering me. It's not happening. But
I was upset. I was triggered.
I see. I am angry with Lush for different reasons, but
we'll talk about that later.
We'll
I
get
was talking about Dana White's neck, and that's why I did it because I feel like he did the same thing, so he turned a little more, so it don't quite make me upset as much. So,
I don't be paying attention to niggas' posture like that. I was trying to think. I was like, do these niggas not turn their? And I can't think of it, but. Because I feel like he turned his neck when because I've only really seen Dana White sitting in casual in like the neck.
I ain't as bad as Lush, but I'm like, bro.
I never really noticed that was Lush till you just said something.
Look at the it gonna start trick. Now you notice it gonna trigger you. That's how it's gonna start. You're gonna like, why is he doing that? You gonna start thinking.
I don't think it will because at the end of the day, I'm here to hear you talk. I don't care about your fucking. Posture. I'm not gonna lie.
Tori probably doing something illicit that he probably ain't paying attention with.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, he muffed it white. I think it's only okay because people felt like she was putting them paws on. So okay, she putting them paws on. He good.
I mean, she was. Did you see the video that he sent to TMZ Sports explaining it? Like
it was wild. He was basically like, "Hey, this our love language." Basically,
I was like, "Nigga, we've been together for." But I mean. And I'm not advocating abuse.
She's not mad about it, so it's
I was
all
about
good.
to say, and if they have been together for 30 years, 30 years is a long ass time to be with somebody. And he said they'd known each other since they were like 12 or 13. So
like we used to be in the elementary school beating each other. That's what we used to do. That's how we fell in love.
But no, I'm not.
She tried to bully me when I was.
Kudos to him for just muffing her, because if she did, bruh, and I've said this multiple times, if these niggas have better composure than me, because if any female that's not related to me put their hands on me like Krishan or fucking Dana White's wife, yo.
Spinning
back fist, bro.
Let's make the rules right. Let's make the rule. When is it okay to put your hands on a woman?
When she balls her hand into a fist.
I disagree. I think only
Nah, you
if
punched
you are
me,
in
you took it someplace else.
if you are in danger, I think it is.
No, it only takes one good punch. A good punch can kill you. Fuck what you're talking about. Once you ball up your fist, it's a different ball game in my opinion.
Once a man is in danger, I think it's like if she run up a bat, I'm knocking her. I'm sorry, I am 100%. I'm not even sorry, I'm 100%. That means you have equalized the standings.
No, see now if you'd have stopped her when she was punching you, she wouldn't have had the chance to go get a bat. But you let her punch you, then you let her walk away, and she comes with it back with the bat. Now you got to do it, and you still got to go with the chance that she might get off a bat shot. See, she balled up her fist at me, and I got her, and then I don't have to deal with none of that.
But Tor, she's physically weaker than you.
So it's called mutual. I live in a mutual combat state, nigga. You're tripping. Once you ball up your fist, if you're an adult, we go, and I'm defending myself.
But I want to question everybody that said you should know. What if she fights better than you? Are you allowed to defend yourself?
Exactly. What happens? What happens if you're Paige Van Zandt's old man or fucking Ronda Rousey's old man? Think what's Travis? We saw Travis Brown in the goddamn octagon. What's he gonna do if Ronda throws him in an armbar? He's gonna have to punch her, or she's gonna break his limbs.
Nah, if she's weaker than you should not. But
bro, leverage is everything in jiu-jitsu.
I'm not talking about this. I'm just talking about in general. If a woman is weaker than you,
like I said, once my mother taught me to respect women until they punch you. You know what I mean? I also grew up with 4 sisters, 3 of them older than me, 1 of them younger.
Any of them fight better than you?
My oldest sister, R.I.P. She fought like a man. She was also pretty brolic for a lady. I'm not gonna lie, but
see if they can whoop you. You gotta fight back, or you getting bullied.
I got one older sister that's taller than me. She's like 6'1", 6'2", yo. I'm only 6 feet.
I saw a rumor today about Dae and Hamlinz might be back, and I'm like, do we care at this point? Like, you can't keep coming back for a week once a year and expect me to keep being like, they back. I'm like, they'll be gone in a week. I'll watch your one stream and then I'll be like,
have you watched the documentary that Andrew Callahan from Channel 5 News did on January 6th? Look at me calling it January 6th. The riots.
I have not.
You should watch it. It's on HBO Max, I do believe. HBO Max or HBO Plus, one of the two. But it's actually really good. There's an opening scene where it's fucking Andrew Callahan working out with Alex Jones shirtless in a fucking random gym. It's literally one of the best documentaries I've seen. I don't know if it came out in 2023 or if it was the end of 2022 when it came out, but if it just came out in 2023 in these last couple days, then my boy Andrew Callahan could be on the way to some awards because it's a super in-depth look. Like he talks to one of the families that was super entrenched in the whole QAnon shit. You know what I mean? Like they were completely and totally, they stole the election. They were there, this and that. And like full board, like even the kid was on it and he interviewed them then. And then he went back and interviewed them 6 months later after the whole QAnon shit and all that shit had died down. And they were still crazy, except for the kid. He was like, yeah, I was just following it because my parents were super into it. And I mean, and it was crazy because he sounded like the kids nowadays might be like better equipped for the world than we were. Like if you actually hear this 12-year-old boy talk about how his parents were misled from the whole super Trump mania. His parents were in their 30s, had to be maybe early 40s, and he was like 12.
30s, they shouldn't be.
He was like 12. He was like 12 or 13, and like I said, they talked.
I think we should have been more equipped because we half and half out.
No, but I only say that from the way that the way that he answered it. Like I said, they interviewed him during the whole January 6th, the height of the riots, the we love Trump, they stole the election, the height of that, and then he talked to the same family 6 months later. And like I said, the parents were still kind of like weakly trying to justify the bullshit they were pushing. And then this kid, plain as day, was like, no, I think we just got caught up in the moment and we we followed it through completely wrong, and I feel really bad, but there's nothing else we can do. And I was like, this kid is 12 and just, I mean, bro, how do you get around it?
You
A
know what scared
freaking
me about
12-year-old
you know what
has
scared me
figured
about
it out.
you know what scared me about conspiracy theories is that once you go down the rabbit hole, it start with a little truth. Like the FBI is doing sneaky stuff. Like we've been telling
Yeah,
y'all that for years,
I
and
was
then
gonna
all
say
of a
we've
sudden you
been
get,
knowing that.
but then all of a sudden you start getting into Adam Jones talking about you take this
Well,
cream and you,
and that's like with the climate change stuff. You see, I saw the other day on Twitter, I saw a guy talking about how the government is forcing climate change to happen, so we're more reliant on them for sustain. And it's like, bruh, do you not remember? And I'm not trying to be funny, and I use this example, but do you not remember in 1998 when Al Gore was telling us this exact thing was going to happen from global warming, and we made a South Park episode out of him instead of listening? I mean, come on.
listen.
We've been known this was going to happen, and it's the same situation. We know that the FBI is shady. We've all heard of allegedly about, and not even allegedly, because a lot of these documents have been like they've been redacted and they've been unredacted. So like we know that they tested LSD on people in the 60s and 70s. Like we know all the stuff that they did.
They openly admit a lot of it.
Exactly. That's my point.
They're like, yo, we did kind of murk your boy Martin Luther King. We didn't murk him, we set him up to be murked. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we may have just been the guys that happened to let the guy.
Yeah. We kind of we sterilized a bunch of Asian people when they came over here, gave them some shots that wasn't quite right, and just sterilized. So they can
Yeah,
have kids, and so cause we a little racist, in America we a little
just a
racist.
little bit. I mean,
So Asian people have a lot of kids, so we don't want them to overrun us, so we had to sterilize so they can have kids. You know what I mean? That's all it was. I'm like, what? What? I wonder what they're gonna admit to then. But yeah, now they on the now they on the COVID. COVID is killing
yeah,
every human being on Earth.
I mean, but
Not
they're
COVID,
going
not
off like I
COVID. The
said.
vaccine. The vaccine.
Oh
According
yeah,
to
the
the conspiracy,
vaccine is.
yeah, all the young people are dying from the vaccine. I'm like, no, he had a heart condition. I'm like,
Yeah, it's crazy because you got to think. We're back.
To be fair,
Once you
liberals
got
did the
people
same
talking about,
thing when
yeah, I was just trying to think. I was like, I feel like
everybody
both
died from
sides
COVID.
sort of.
Everybody died from COVID. Now everybody died from
And now you
vaccine.
got a
They
whole
have
new
no
strain
proof
of
of.
COVID.
They
Just
have no
go and
proof.
no, I don't want to tell people to go and get vaccinated, but I mean, it could help.
Do it, Tori. Help our monetization.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. Well, yes, get vaccinated. I mean, I did. I got
Shout out to
double vaxxed.
shout out to Big Tech. They rule. They rule. And people, Elon released crap, and I'd be so shocked how surprised people be. He'd be like,
I
"Oh,
still
the
can't,
gut.
bruh. I still
Oh,
can't believe Elon's the first ever, and I know I've mentioned this on multiple shows, but bruh, being the first nigga to ever lose $200 billion has to hurt.
Well, you kind
Like,
of messing with him. Listen to Elon talk. I'd be like, maybe I overvalued how intelligent you were.
I feel like he's paid smart people to be around him, and he's looked smart by extension. I'm not doubting that he's probably smarter than I am. No doubt about it. I'm a
If you
scumbag.
listen to I did basic, like you did the rookie class for computer science and doing the little coding. I ain't doing this no more. I ain't trying this class. But even knowing that little bit, I'd be shocked that he like, oh, I changed this and made it 0.15 milliseconds faster. I'm like, bro, nobody gonna ever pay attention to that, bro.
I would say, I'm sorry, but we're not going to notice that 0.15 millisecond faster speed, not remotely.
It ain't even a second faster, Tori. So
I would say it's a fraction. It's a fraction of a second faster.
he was so proud that he found it, Tori. he was bragging to
That's
everybody.
just crazy.
Hey, and we're gonna talk about it on this other show I'm doing later tonight. Tori can join, whoever can join. I don't know who joining, but I'm gonna talk about the Messiah Company. How everybody be like, Andrew Tate is innocent, and then they reasons be so confusing to me
I
because
believe that.
they be like, they're like, why would Andrew Tate do this? He's rich, and he has women. I'm like, you say Bill Clinton did the same thing. He's rich and he had women.
That's true.
Your argument against Bill Clinton is the exact argument you're using for Andrew Tate. And I'm not accusing either one of them. I'm just saying your argument is kind of not sound.
Shout out our Reformed Orthodox rabbi.
Oh, did you see Gabrielle Union say she felt like she was entitled to cheat because she had
Yeah, because she had the bag.
I was like, oh,
I was low key like I sort of feel you. Like I was low
she
key
almost
resonating with her. If Gabrielle
what
Union ever wants to
what's
let a
it
broke
called?
nigga bust her down, I'm more than open to do it.
Femininity art. What
And she can act with the bag
toxic
Gabrielle
femininity?
Union got. Listen, she's 50. She can come pick me up. She can cheat as much as she wants. I promise. I
Toxic
ain't tripping.
femininity.
That toxic femininity. She can be listen for the bag. Look, as long as she cut, I'm trying to get the allowance like Carisha gets from Diddy. I'll even take the reduction. If she wants to give me $200K a month, she can cheat as much as she wants to. I will never complain. For
who, who
$200K a month, do you?
who makes more her weight?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm not up on like
Dwayne Wade had
basketball
it
stuff.
bad, but hey, Dwayne Wade, she didn't put it out there. Now you better keep that bag up. You better start investing
I was about
some
to
of them
say that
millions.
nigga. I hope his bank. She might have said that because the bank account's looking shaky.
You're like, hey, bro, you been retired for 3 years.
They got a
You better.
prenup. They got a prenup or what or no?
I don't know that. I don't.
I
The
feel like
people
when
that.
that money, I feel like when that much money's involved, there has to be a prenup.
But what
Like
happened when they both?
they were both millionaires coming into it. You know what I mean? A
But
prenup would only make sense.
the prenup would be weird in that case because usually wouldn't a prenup require like you don't one person don't want, but they both rich, so they're like we ain't gonna take nothing from each other. I guess, but maybe you would. Maybe you just say, hey, we ain't taking nothing from each other, or something because we both rich and we don't need it.
Yeah, if there's no prenup, then it's gonna be wild.
But who would get the prenup because they both very rich? They'd be like, hey,
I think that it'd be a mutual prenup.
I'm talking about I'm talking about if they don't have a prenup, who would get the money?
I think
Dwayne Wade can say she make more money than me now. I should be getting money. I can make the argument.
well, that's what I'm saying. That could work out in his favor. That was my whole point.
Oh yeah, so you had to do that
Because if there's no prenup and she is making more money, he's gonna get a bag out of it.
Even if he made more money previously, he can be like, hey, she making more money.
And especially if they were to ever get divorced and it were to be infidelity, and then he were to point back at this interview of her where she said she felt like she could cheat because she had more money.
Listen, feminists. If you want to make this argument that women are equal and then support this, you can't be mad when the alpha male community say the same thing. I'm sorry. I think it's silly both ways. But listen, if you agree with her, she's like, I make the bad, I get to cheat. You like, yeah.
Just remember, equal rights, equal fights.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, if you want equality, she's saying, hey, listen, if you support her. Ain't my business. But if you can't be at it to do this, say the same thing. I make the bad, I get to cheat. That's all I'm saying. So like, she alphaed up on that shit. She alphaed up on him like, hey, bro, I got to cheat because I brung you in the bread. I'm like, oh.
I was gonna say, and I didn't even know the dude talking about thick necks. The dude that her ex that she was talking about cheating on, he was a thick necked ass nigga. I guess he was an ex football player or some shit. But that nigga had the beef neck. I was like, damn.
I'm like, oh, so you can cheat now if you get the most bang. That's the rules now. I don't know the rules,
Whoever makes the most gets it done.
I thought we was against this, but I don't know.
Hey, I'm for people living however they're happiest. As long as no one's being harmed in the process, do you?
And now to talk about a situation that's been going on for a while. Our favorite, my recent favorite person to watch, and I think my run is over, but it's coming to an end. This is the last arc. Flacco with no jumper. Tori, if no jumper trying to get Flacco out the paint.
I don't think so. I think that the whole situation got disproportionately blown out of the way. I feel like it came off really corny on a lot of people's behalfs. Like Gina and Sess, and they addressed a lot of this on the news today. Even though I still think the Flacco, I don't know, the Flacco Lush fade might be back on low key.
Lush said he gotta have it now.
I was gonna say it's sort of, and Lush might get the. I don't know. Flacco might work Lush, but I feel like if we're just talking about Flacco did have a super bad month. Like he finessed himself out of his own show. Then the show he tried to start after it got clipped. Then he ended up arguing with all of these. He ended up in a battle with his idol, arguably. Not even arguably. Academics is his idol, and now he's number one in opposition against freaking academics. I mean, AD said it last night. How's it look when you're your idol's top op? Like, that's wild. For 9,000 views, Flacco, you betrayed academics for 9,000 views.
Real fun. Hey, when Flacco interview people, this how I feel like it be to her.
I'm probably the first Detroit rapper for real. I dropped this shit called Hookless Master 2 in 2008. Nobody else was really rapping, right?
I'm really the official first artist named Baby, with music, content, and all of that under Baby.
How is that true?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the first Detroit rapper to put cosplay in my music videos, and
I'm the first person to make the word up my baby.
Come on, man.
No bullshit.
I feel like nobody actually made it out of here yet. I still feel like I'm gonna be the first one to make it out of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it out as your behavior and who you be around, your mindset.
Like, I was the first black male R&B artist to have a deal. Like, first, after Aaliyah. It was Aaliyah, then it was me.
I think I might have been the first rapper to shop at the Gucci store downtown and actually buy some shit with real money. That's what I'm saying. I want to see somebody.
I was the first rapper that Kid Al interviewed that was on Oprah twice.
How does that happen? How does that come along?
Believe it or not, she came to me.
That's how I feel like all Flacco interviews be. This dude just lying for no reason.
Yeah, it is. But I think that's sort of where he's in this niche where he's the guy interviewing these up and coming influencers that are off in their small red pill community that's on this little corner of the internet.
Santa be lying, dog. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know what that dude's.
That dude said,
I'm
sure,
built
tech
sure
companies. I'm like, you can
Flacco's-
Google it, dog. Like, Flacco, you can literally Google this dude.
I'm sure Flacco's interviewed somebody of repute that he hasn't just sat on the interview with. But I do feel like to get back to the question at hand, I don't think that they were trying to like get Flacco out of the paint, so to speak. I think that they thought that it was going to be one way, it was going to be funny, and at the end of the day, it came off super cringy, somewhat vindictive feeling. And I understand both sides. I understand what Adam was saying about how he thought this was just going to be a super simple situation, and he felt like Flacco blew it out of proportion with the way he acted. But I also feel like the whole having this random guy that Flacco knows call in on the live, like I felt like that stuff was in super bad taste. Like, and as far as like the whole people are saying, oh, he wouldn't have done that to Almighty the way because let me tell you, you could feel it when you watch that live stream. And when Flacco said, win, lose, or draw, I need my fade, Lush, I was like, what? I was like, Flacco? That nigga said, win, lose, or draw, nigga, I need my fade. I was like, damn. And I felt him, though. I felt, and that's why I hate it, because I understand from both sides. I understand how Adam thought it was going to go. But I can see how it came off as mad corny, and it looked like an attack. And just from the way that Gina and Suspect were in the background, it did feel like it was an attack. And I know that I take that back. I do not know if that's how it was supposed to come off or not, because as you know, well, if you don't know, Gina and Suspect both have their set of problems with Flacco based on him leaving the Monday show. So that is what it is. But I feel like the whole situation there are points on both sides. And like a lot of it is like Adam said, Flacco got trolled by the Reddit and by his Discord. Like they were showing tweets and messages that Les said about a different situation and telling Flacco he said this about this situation, or he said, and Flacco's falling for it. And so he's trying to rebuttal and this and that. And at the end of the day, whether they tape it or not, I feel like Flacco and Les shoot the fair one and keep it pushing after that. Both of y'all niggas stay out of the Reddit for a little while. If y'all can't, I feel like that's a lot of people's, especially with like the No Jumper platform where they have like these artists that are like were arguably street niggas beforehand. Not so much with Les, but Les is an older cat. He's done what he's done in L.A. If you're a fan of battle rap, you've definitely probably seen Les at some point in time involved with somebody real close, friend of disaster, shout out God tier, all that jazz. But I feel like yeah, they should just shoot the fade and keep it moving. But if I feel like a lot of these older cats that are coming on to the, because even though Adam is older, No Jumper is still like damn near a youth-driven platform. You know what I mean? Like, even though the personalities are getting older, and if you've been, because I've been watching No Jumper since 2016, back when OSS was still a thing, and freaking all of that jazz, original rope drag. But it's crazy because as you see these new people come on, you can tell they're not like in tune with how the internet really is. And if you're going to be a public figure of any discretion, chances are there's going to be somebody bashing you on the internet for something completely false. Or maybe it's true, but not well known. Or maybe it's true and it's not even something you should be bashed over. So I feel like they got to figure that out. And I think the best thing would just to be, man, don't read the comments like that. But if Lush and Flacco need to shoot the fair one, whether they record it or not, that's what they should do. Look at how it worked out when AD and China Mac threw down. Them niggas went on to make content together after that. Sometimes you just got to shoot the fade and keep it moving.
You know what's strange? I found it corny too after watching it. Because I like it, at first it was funny and then it got weird.
See, I thought it was cringe from the get, like from before I even started watching. When I saw the thumbnail, I was like,
didn't even look at
I was like, damn. I was like, so is this? Because that's not something that No Jumper does. We've never had like there's never like oh, this is a special, and we're just talking about this. And then for Flacco to have called in, and it was cringy. And I hate it because I love the platform and I like all of the hosts. I feel even with all the new guys, like you got Lush coming in and you got Blasey and you've got Yuri's newer on camera. Yuri's been there since like the Melrose days, maybe before Melrose. But like even with all, and I like all of them.
Is Josh like Parks now? Is he turning to Parks?
Slowly but surely, and that's funny because you got to think Josh is Adam's brother-in-law. You know what I mean? And he came in. I think he came in originally, and don't quote me on this, but I think he came in originally to be like the manager for the store. You know what I mean? And then when they stopped having the store, Adam was like, "I can't fire my brother-in-law. He's using this job to support my sister and their children." So Josh sort of transitioned. I mean, they tried to give Josh his own podcast, but it didn't. They tried to do No Jumper Sports, but the fan base isn't like, if it's not an alternative sport like skateboard or BMX, and even those don't do numbers, sometimes it's just not going to do numbers on No Jumper.
He got the Parks like shot too, the camera shot from the angle from behind.
Yeah. Well, you got to think they just moved into a new Adam bought and fitted out that warehouse, spent $5 million on that shit, and it took almost a year to get ready. So now that they're moved in and getting stuff in order, I'm still ready to, whenever they drop the No Jumper mixtape, it's supposed to be coming soon. So I'm ready to hear that. The Flacco. If Flacco and Lush diss each other on the No Jumper tape,
they need to go take care of that before that tape come out.
Yeah, maybe they should probably get done with that. No, because man, but I feel bad for Lush sort of because, and I know this has been mentioned multiple times by people on the platform and probably people on the internet, but fighting Flacco is a no-win situation because if you don't fight him, you got niggas saying you're scared of Flacco. If you do fight him, you got niggas, oh, you beat up the fat kid from North Dakota. I mean,
you mean the fat kid from Philly?
The fat immigrant kid from Philly and or North Dakota.
That's how it started. Say it right,
Exactly.
Tori.
Well, it started. No, it started
Yeah,
before
I'm
that.
joking. I know. I'm just in the
It's
fat
like
kid
that was
feeling.
just like that was the height of it. Because like I said, I felt it like because when that stream first started, Flocka was insisting on fucking waiting until Lush got there. Like, because Josh was trying to start the news already, because that's what the stream actually was. It's the No Jumper news stream. And Flocka was just like, no. And now we find out, apparently, Flocka even told some of the guys, it was either Trevor or Josh, one of the two beforehand, that we're going to go viral today. So, I mean, Flocka, what if Flocka would have had a suspect Kelpie moment and just would have flew off and put hands on fucking...
Can we tell you, Flacco moves strange.
Yeah, but I feel like Flacco's a strong little nigga, though. Like, he may not be tall, but that nigga's built like fucking sturdy, like fucking... I feel like...
But I'm just saying, let's say he on camera. This ain't for the cameras. But then everybody be like, he told us to wait to the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, you move weird,
You gotta admit, I ain't even gonna lie. I had a pang of pride when Flacco said, and I can't win, lose, or draw. I need that fade.
I ain't gonna lie. I did root for him. I don't watch this man get
I was
spit
like,
on.
he said he needs that fade, nigga.
He trying to get his respect back. I feel you. Fine.
Hey,
I was proud.
but it's kind of, and I hate that they were like, "Oh, he didn't do that to suspect, or he wouldn't do that." And I was like, "No, come on, let's not move the goalpost. Because if it was anybody else, if it was anybody else in the office trying to beef with anybody else, we'd be like, all right, whatever, y'all niggas throw hands, get it over with. We wouldn't have been like, oh, well, House Phone wouldn't have done that if it wasn't Yuri. Not saying that House Phone and Yuri have beef or anything like that. I'm just saying as an example. You know what I mean? You wouldn't, and Yuri's very much a Flacco situation. You don't get no points for beating up Yuri or Flacco. You also, but you lose a massive amount of points if you lose to Flacco. Like, think if Lesh and Flacco catch the fade and fucking Flacco dog walks Lesh. Like, bruh, you got dog walked by the nigga who doesn't know where he's from.
Hey, I'm gonna start claiming from Philly too. I'll be claiming Philly if he dog. I mean, like, yo, that's a Philly kid. You know, they tough. All right. Hey, would you rather get beat up from a kid from Philly or a kid from South Dakota?
North Dakota. No, North Dakota's rugged as fuck, bro. You might get skinned by a nigga up in North Dakota. I ain't even gonna stunt.
A black kid from North Dakota.
You saw Fargo, nigga.
Which one? But you didn't answer. Which one though? North Dakota or Philly? Which one? Out of respect, out of the name power.
No, fuck that. I'd rather fight the nigga. No. No, I'd lose to the nigga from North Dakota because I don't want to get skinned by him. And if I lose the fight, I can tell about it. Niggas from Philly are just niggas in different flavors. A nigga from North Dakota might be like rugged or some shit. What if this nigga got a hook knife? So wait, no, yeah, I'd rather fight the nigga from Philly than the nigga from North Dakota if we're gonna keep it a G. Because I ain't trying to get cut. And if we're gonna shoot each other, I'm gonna shoot you before you shoot me. But I ain't trying to get stabbed.
Did you see Flacco? We didn't discuss this. Did you see Flacco's response to what he said about why he thought it was weird to academic women? I'm like, bro, I didn't catch everything he said. I'm like, bro, you are the host. You are the interviewer. Listen, if we was in that situation, Tori, you can tell me how you feel after this. If we was in that situation, somebody come on my platform, he dissed Tori, I'm like, hey, listen. Unless it was planned already. But I'm like, listen. You know that's my boy. You don't disrespect me by disrespecting my co-host on the show. Unless he on the show, then y'all can disrespect each other. I don't care. But if you're not on the show,
don't be sending shots if I'm not there to retort.
Yeah, don't do it on me. And he was like, "I'm cool with both of y'all." I'm like, "Bro, that's worse."
But I think that was like when some situations it doesn't pay to be a fence sitter.
If I'm friends with two people, don't come to me and diss that other dude, because basically that's saying I'm against that dude too. Because if I'm just saying
don't try and put me in a position where I have to pick sides over a beef that doesn't involve
I get what he's saying. I don't pick sides, but when you don't pick sides, you also don't let them diss each other in front of you. That's also
not picking. Being impartial means shutting down. Because vice versa, if you were cool with somebody and fucking I was sending random subs at them, and why wouldn't you stop me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, we cool.
If I just started talking crazy about Joe, which I mean, that's not, I be talking crazy about Joe. It is what it is. But nonetheless, if me and Joe weren't cool like that, and it was just you and Joe were cool like that, me and you were cool, you can't let me just sit there and badmouth him the whole episode. That looks crazy. It looks like you're on my side because he's not even there to defend himself, and you're just letting it.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
stopped him twice. I'm like on a 10-minute round. I'm like 10 minutes twice.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, bro, you supposed to be my boy, right? You my homie. You know how you talk. You my homie. you only don't disrespect me talking about my. You know I'm cool with him. Don't you can talk. You can diss him. Listen, on your platform, you can say whatever you want.
Exactly.
On here, please don't
But don't wait
disrespect
till
me.
you get to the main stage.
Cause then you disrespecting me by doing that. Cause you know I'm in a weird position then. So I'm gonna come off as disrespectful to me. And I mean, oh, you really don't rock with me. Even on the technically in the second podcast, he was more respectful. But that's already when you already in trouble. And I don't care this, but you know what I mean? Like, oh, he already mad about something, and I'm on your platform again. I'm not gonna now. He's like, oh, I'm gonna respect him because he gets mad and all. I'm like, no, don't do it in general because it's not a cool thing to do. You don't move like that.
If you're gonna talk shit about somebody, just do it to their face or do it in a. I feel bad for Flacco though, because like I said, he did have a rough month. And even though I get that the intention of the episode was supposed to just be this fun thing they were talking about, but it came off cringe to me. Like I said, from the thumbnail, from the thumbnail, I was like, oh. And I hate that because like I said, I am a for real No Jumper fan. And I enjoy watching No Jumper. If I don't watch it live, I watch the replays. And it's just here recently, since we've gotten all this inner host beefing, that it's just started to become kind of cringy. Because I was like, I'm going to wait until after the live is over. That way I can fast forward through any cringy parts. And then I couldn't even watch the Monday show really because I had to I watched the pieces so we could talk about it here. But I mean, as of just watching it for enjoyment, no. It was
Almighty was so drunk, dog. I ain't
yeah.
gonna hold
But still, even with Almighty,
he was drunk.
He was. So Gina was sipping too, and Lush is sober. Shout out to Lush because I'm always here for a nigga that manages to get sober.
I think that would make Lush work.
Exactly, because you know he wasn't under the influence, and it almost felt like he was trying to push the line. Like it felt like he was trying to get a Showtime moment out of fucking dunking on Flacco when you know he's had a rough month already.
My guy got to learn to move better though. You can't move and you can't be moving like strange like Flacco do because it leads to a lot of.
Like I said, I feel like I feel like it's been said multiple times, there was definitely a better way that he could have handled the Monday show situation. If he wanted to go to Adam or Josh and say, I don't feel comfortable doing a show with Almighty anymore, and let that be what it is, they'd have kept it moving from there. But he tried to play it behind everybody's back like, oh, I'm going to get my own show, and they're going to give Almighty and Gina their own show. But then he calls Almighty and gives them the don't let them push Gina off on you, which is mad dirtball kind of because Gina rode for Flacco for a long time. And I mean, look, that's why she didn't invite that nigga to the Christmas party. She even admitted she skipped that nigga's invite. So you're muted.
If you watch the show for a long time, you would know that when Flacco did strange stuff, she did ride for him.
She did have Flacco, but Flacco had her back too when against Academics of all people, when Academics tried to say everybody on the platform but AD and T-Rail and Adam were trash because if you don't know, freaking Academics and House Phone have a little bit of a side beef that goes on in between time, but not that's worth anything really, but it's just. And Flacco rode for it. Then he was like, no, don't talk about Gina like that. And that was to Academics, who is his idol. So I understand why. And it did come off funny looking for him to leave that show and be like, I'm getting my own show. and then the show that you got on your own gets canceled, and now the Monday show's still in the same slot, only you're not on it anymore.
But the thing that was weird is
And think though, you got to think though.
But that was disrespectful to say don't push Gina on you.
Yeah, but listen, I'm connecting the dots. Listen, the person who took Flacco's spot that he removed himself from was Lush. They replaced Flacco with Lush on the Monday show because they didn't feel like Gina and Almighty had the right chemistry for a two-man show. So they brought in Lush. So now you've got the niggas that replaced Flacco on the podcast. Whether or not Flacco feels any type of way about that, I don't know, because he removed himself from that situation. So you can't be mad when they fill the hole that you made. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that could have a varying degree after his show got canceled. Now they replaced him. Now the dude that they replaced him with is calling him on his former show, because Flacco and Gina started the Monday show. At the beginning, it was just them. So calls them from their show to then put him on the phone with somebody that he allegedly went to school with and just have them roast him for 2.5 hours. I'd want to shoot the fade with that nigga too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Man, this situation is strange.
It's a crazy situation, and it'll probably continue tonight. Because
I'm not gonna lie. The art gotta end soon. I'm getting tired of it.
This will be the final round because T-Rail and Duno will have to talk about it with AD at the end of the day today. Because there ain't no way we're not. I know they probably already talked about it back on Fig in the community, but I gotta go through and look because I know there's got to be a gift somewhere of fucking Flacco saying win, lose, or draw. I need that fade.
It's on their Reddit if you've been on there.
Because that shit was like a move, bruh. That nigga was practicing that line. I think
somebody said that. I saw that on Twitter. Somebody like he been practicing line all day.
Bruh, he had because it was just two, and he didn't stutter once when he said that. He did not stutter once. He said, "Win, lose, or draw. I need that fade, Lush," and then just walked off. I was like, and then from what Adam says, that nigga was outside pacing in the rain. This nigga out here pacing in the rain. He's so mad.
They doing that weird nigga shit. like that school shooting in school.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie though. Like I said, if we get this fight, Flacco might slide Lush. Lush is a 41-year-old recovering drug addict, bruh. Flacco is 24 years old and 265 on the low end.
Hey, have you seen Nadia's popular now? Before we get out, this random.
I have not.
Yeah, she's popular now. She with the WL and them community now. She kind of off card, but she still play card. But they call it a grip reaper now.
That's fire. That's low key
fire. You went from like the most hated woman on TikTok and Twitch to like now one of the most popular over the last it's only been like the last when was that stream with her, Kai, and what's name? And she was like doing the wingman stuff for Kai and Aiden like last week or 2 weeks ago.
I don't know. I don't be watching Kai's streams all like that.
Yeah, but she did that 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden, she all of a sudden popular again. Like, the grip repo balling.
Hey, she got in where she fit in.
The grip repo is a name I came up with old girl off on After Dark. And I'm like,
that definitely sounds like somebody's P-Hub handle. It sounds like a P-Hub account name.
I did see on TikTok where Aiden said, "How big my dick?" He's like 4 inches. I'm like, how did she know this? What did I miss over the last week since I've been on Twitter?
4 inches is wild. Aiden's lucky if he's only rocking a 4-incher. Thank goodness that boy's got money.
Everybody like the grip reaper said he got 4 inches. I'm like, when did she get so popular?
How do you think Aiden feels that every time a girl breaks up with him, they go on to make 6 figures at least off OnlyFans?
Hey, it's the bag now, or he be his sister.
Hey, not like Mizkif's sister though. Mizkif's sister different. Shout out to Emily. I first got introduced to Emily back in 2016 when she had a threesome with Adam 22 and Lena.
Yeah, I she was doing that before
Mizkif's sister. Yeah, that was before. That's when they were still doing like paid Snapchats, like Snapchat Premium and shit.
And then you see her, and then you see her, and then you look at
She
Misty.
is
Like,
bad though. I always wanted to know why her and Lena stopped being friends, low key. That was just me being a parasocial ass nigga. But
she
I
wasn't
always
thought
did
no
low
more,
key
bro.
wonder. Well,
Lena,
no, because they still. I mean, think about it. Freaking Adam and Lena still have a
nah, it's
threesome
not.
every other day at least, if not every day, making
It's,
millions of dollars
it
off
ain't
of it.
multiple. It ain't multiple dudes, bro. You know how Emily can.
Well, no, I know that, but I'm just saying, freaking.
You're not fun no more. You're a mother now.
That is true. But they were still doing that while she was pregnant.
I know, but I'm talking about it ain't fun for Emily as much as
But
it is.
Emily, but that's the thing. Emily was low key the start of the empire. Like that was the first girl, the first threesome that they then put on the YouTube page that then blew up the premium Snapchat into where Lena's OnlyFans and stuff kicks in. Like low key, there. If they hadn't have done that, we might not have the Lena and Adam porn conglomerate.
Taking over the world.
Yeah, one OnlyFans model at a time.
They don't even moved on. They up here.
Dog
Yo,
Sky Bree's still doing numbers, bruh. She's one of the bigger girls on. And low key, I think they got a deal with Kazumi too. I'm not for sure, but these are all super big up and coming girls in the
hey,
OnlyFans
why
market.
is Xena
Kazumi and
the witch?
Sky Bree.
Why is Xena the witch lying to us about her body count?
I don't know. I don't know why girls still lie about body counts in
Like, bro,
2022. Don't nobody care.
you literally do OnlyFans
If
where you
you ain't
actually have
burning
sex.
nobody, we ain't worried about your body count. I'm not gonna lie to you.
She brag about I don't believe in high body count. Like, bro, you a porn star.
You know whose body count I low key want to know? I low key want to know
Jada
Pearl's
Pinkett
body
Smith.
count. You think Pearl's body count's crazy?
She said it's not crazy at all, but you know
I
we
know,
go
but
with
I
it.
don't believe her when she says that.
Oh, what you saying?
I
She too
low
much
key,
of a pick me? She too much of a pick me to her to believe?
she does feel like she does have pick me energy. I'd knock down Pearl though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, the way how agreeable she is every time is amazing to me. I'm like, she's an
Man,
amazing
bruh,
interviewer though.
if she's just gonna feed me and Pearl could have an amazing relationship, especially if she's just gonna feed my misogynistic ways, my lord.
That bitch, she's a good interviewer though. I give her
Yeah,
credit.
no doubt about that.
But she
Definitely give her her
does, but she
flowers.
is
She's
very
killing it.
agreeable, no matter who
She's
she in
coming
front
up
of.
on 1 million subs too.
But she is very agreeable. With anybody
I
she's
mean,
with, liberal
think
or
about
not.
Andrew Tate. You got
Even
to be
not
agreeable
even
to
him,
have the
even if
Tate
she was a liberal
Meister.
person, even if she was a liberal person, she but this is what I think, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm like, she's agreeable.
Yeah.
She a little
You
too
got a
agreeable.
point. You got a point. She is super. She doesn't give very much pushback in the interviews.
Like
And
she'll state
that's
her opinion though. It ain't completely. It ain't like 100% a pick me. It's just like a hidden a pick me.
yeah. I get what you're saying. I still hey, shout out to Pearl.
I can't ruin my audience, so I'm gonna still stick with the incel misogyny thing. But I'm not gonna push back on you hard. I'm just gonna say it so the people in the chat can yell at you.
Steady the course.
Yeah. But she's an amazing interviewer. Like if she want to do interviews for a living instead of just doing whatever, she could easily do it.
Yeah, most definitely. She could. But that's the beautiful thing about the world we live in. YouTube can be your thing now. You ain't got to go and play pick me. You ain't got to go and play pick me with all these different media outlets anymore.
I think the one thing I think I do struggle with, we're gonna get off, but the one thing I do struggle with the internet is I can't be like this weird dude who just like openly just agrees with one side. Y'all call me offensive, but I literally like y'all don't understand. I literally argue with my self opinion. So if I'm stating an opinion that I didn't think
See,
out clear,
you gotta shift it from arguing with yourself to being ready to argue with others. That's why I'm never the fence sitter. I'm gonna pick a side because I'm ready to fight either way.
like you can hear in the conversation me talk. Like if you see me in solo videos, I got my opinion because I done wrote it out and why I won. But if I'm in it just having a discussion with you and somebody go a different way, I'm gonna have to be like, but in my mind, okay, what about this? What if we do that? What if we do that? Because that's the type of person I am. I'm like, okay.
Either way, it adds to that's the beautiful thing about the podcast is because we're all so different that you literally do get a different portion of dealing with people. Like you get the fence sitter from you get super flamboyant toxicity from freaking Joe. You get unadulterated judgmentalism from Monte, and then I'm a scumbag. So I mean, we make it work.
Yeah, like it's even level. Like somehow, even in that mode, me and Tori like probably less care about body count, and Joe is like Joe is on the side of Monte on body count, and Monte like body count. You know, Monte ain't nowhere near as bad as the alpha male community who like teach purity and weird shit.
Hey, if we have, it's one of the few times if we have the body count conversation, the red pill's gonna simp me out. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you don't care how many men she slept with." I'm like, no, not really. As long as I'm not getting burnt, I don't care.
Shout out to Destiny being back on Twitter. Blue hair Destiny.
Yeah, shout out to Destiny. I'm here for the arguments.
I'm gonna give Destiny credit. I'm gonna give him credit. The first thing he did when he got back on Twitter was attack Elon Musk. You're a real one.
He's on brand, bruh. And now, and look, if you ban him off of that, you look crazy. But Elon's already shown that he's willing to abuse his Twitter power, which I mean, he doesn't own it. So I mean, that's his shit.
I don't think he cares as much as people call him an idiot. I just think when they report negative like things on him, then like that's the first thing he did. Like, you look stupid, Elon. I'm like, this dude real. I'll shout out to you for being a
Destiny's a real bruh. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. Elon got points with me and that's the beautiful thing because I'm here for it. Now, if Twitch would just take a page out of Elon's book and unban Gideon, we'd be in decent shape.
They never been. I don't know. It's some strange stuff on Twitter that they allow back.
Bruh, but think a perma ban for L plus ratio? Really? Well, yes, is it technically brigading? Yes, but
no, he admitted that it was probably after. But he like, me and Pokemon cool now, and
and that's the thing that got me is once they were cool, and I realized Gideon's been banned from Twitch for going on. Has it been over a year yet? If it's not been over a year, it's definitely coming.
I think about February or March. I think February.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I knew if it wasn't a year, we were coming up close on it. But yeah, bro, and they've been cool since then. I think they even did a video together at one point. I mean, come on. And think, Gideon's banned. That nigga can't even go to TwitchCon.
Low Tier God is banned on YouTube, and I got some Low Tier guys say stupid, and sometimes he funny though. Low Tier God is hilarious.
I've never heard of that gentleman.
He be on this. He's hilarious sometimes, but sometimes he says stupid things too. But
I don't be paying attention to the actual names of people on Destiny streams, and that's low key because I'd be using Destiny as background for D&D and shit, you know what
Technically,
I mean?
he used his own streaming background. He sit there and play Factorio the whole time while people argue.
Exactly.
I'm like, does he even pay attention to arguing? Then he hear something strange and he'll yell, and then you can tell when he's really into a conversation because he stopped playing the game. He started doing this little thing with his hand.
Yeah.
but yeah, he got banned for ban evasion. I'm sorry. That is YouTube is one thing Google don't play about. They'll let you back on.
The alphabet ain't going. If you ban evade, they ain't playing that. Don't try and jump on somebody else's stream.
Yeah, Sneeko would have been back, but what he do to her? Ban evade. Hey, that's the one.
The ban evasion. Yeah.
By the way, it's in the rule. Once you become a partner, it's literally in the rule. Like, the one rule we do not play with, besides
is the ban evasion.
Besides criminal acts, of course. You can't do something criminal. But if you try to get around a ban evasion, create other channels, be on them or be on somebody else's channel, and stream,
we're gonna get you,
and you will not get back. You will not be back. All your channels getting deleted. I don't care how many you is. Matter of fact, if you get 3 strikes on one channel, we might not even care that you're on another channel after a while. But if you do a ban evasion while you ban, okay, you gone. And they make it clear. It's like in big letters. They're like, yo, evade that ban. But I know, but to Low Tier, nobody LTG credit, nobody goes on. Nobody checks that for real. Even though I do, because I want to make sure. Like, I even studied that we got 2 minutes, like 2 minutes before you get demonetized for cussing. You gotta know all this stuff. And shout out to the people that be doing it to YouTubers. But
yeah. That wiped a lot of. That was a crazy rule change, but think about how many people
don't let the YouTubers trick you too. They're trying to get sympathy points because they didn't really ban you. They just made all your video yellow.
Yeah,
Pissed a
so
lot of people
limited
off.
ads.
Yeah, they didn't really just start demonetizing
It
channels.
does sort of kill you in the algorithm, though.
I don't know. They said they're supposed to fix it. We ain't got demonetized enough for. Well, on them videos they do, but them videos, but like them past videos, they might not get that much. But like I think the only video we got was lately is the video Joe did, and I don't know. I ain't even watched that one yet. But everything has been pretty green, and we don't even monetize this show because we know what.
I was gonna say
we can monetize this one, probably.
I was gonna say we might be able to get away with that. It depends on how casual the conversation gets.
Yeah, last week's show couldn't monetize. The week before, 2 weeks ago, that was a popular video.
It was.
We didn't get this week and last week was pretty tame weeks. Ain't nothing really crazy happening.
Yeah, so we ain't had to talk about nothing too wild.
And them the ones we can monetize. That's
but
crazy.
The new year's coming in, so folks will be acting crazy for too long.
Shout out to Gabrielle Union for giving us a topic.
Yeah. I low-key agree with her too.
Shout out to Flacco for giving us content for the last 2 weeks.
Win, lose, or draw, he needs that fade, Les. You better see him.
Shout out to Flacco for giving us content for the last 2 weeks because nobody else doing nothing. Kanye missing. Prayers up to Kanye.
Yeah. Oh, Theophilus. I can't never remember his last name, but he's missing too. Theophilus London.
Hope everybody get found.
Yes, hopefully all these rappers going into seclusion are doing just that, secluding.
OTK, bro, Miskip back.
On probation though, still because of how wild he was on his comeback stream.
And I think he's moving out. I don't know. I ain't been keeping up too much. I just saw the YouTube.
It's his house though.
I think Nut said he's gonna buy it. He want to buy his house. So I don't know what. I just saw the YouTube title. You know how YouTube
Who wants to buy his house?
Nut.
Oh,
Camp Nut, big dude that made him work
Canute.
Canute, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We want to move. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now. As soon as I said it come up on YouTube, you see them up.
Maybe they're trying to get out of Austin. We see how toxic the Austin streamer sphere is.
I think that's everywhere though. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a.
But they had to break. We already talked about that though. They sort of had after losing Rich. You can't lose Miz. They lost Rich and Jay Schlatt, and Jay Schlatt. I think Ludwig covered it pretty well. Jay Schlatt was OTK's YouTube presence.
Jay Schlatt is very popular on YouTube.
Bruh, he's a good streamer though. He's funny. Anyone
he don't even
who
do stream numbers, which is weird. But
YouTube, no, he does. But he's another one that I think
maybe he should stream on YouTube.
He just doesn't like streaming because whenever he streams, the chats get too crazy and then it just crashes the chat constantly during the whole stream because he is that popular. That's why he's still an owner in like Starforge and a lot of people I don't know if they know, but Schlatt's also an owner in Gamer Subs. Maybe let us get a Gamer Sub sponsorship. Jay Schlatt, what's good? I want a waifu cup. But no, OTK's got a lot of rebounding to do. I mean, Asmon's still one of the most popular streamers in the world. Emiru does good numbers. So does S-Fan and Tectone. Miz's numbers are pretty much set in stone. He's going to do decent streams. I think the real question is how willing people are going to be to collab with. And I don't think the people in OTK in general. And I mean, you think Bruce is going to leave? I don't think he's going to leave if he was. Because if they'd have lost Bruce and Jay Schlatt, I'd be like, y'all are looking bad. But losing Jay Schlatt and Rich is still a blow, though. And Rich it just sucks. The whole Rich situation sucks because Rich has been like a mainstay in esports and Twitch for like so long, and like all craft and shit like that. You know what I mean?
If you can't do what he did, and that's
there ain't no arguing with that. That's just wrong.
Yeah, that is true, man. It's been a wild year. Hope to have a great year. That's what we doing in 2023. 2020 has been a wild decade. We got everybody going crazy.
It
But
has been a wild year.
we're about to get out of here. I got another show. Stay on the channel. Like and subscribe. Stay on the channel. Again, I'm going to say that because we got a Zell theory. More of a serious episode than just casual conversation. I'm talking about why do people have a Messiah complex? Because why is everybody looking for somebody to save them from their own life? And I'm not even talking about
play D&D.
I'm not even talking about Jesus wise. I'm talking about from Andrew Tate to Deion Sanders to the kid from the hood that's gonna play football. Everybody like, oh man, you gonna make it one day. You gonna come back. I'm like, what? That's a lot of pressure, sir. You're a grown 35-year-old man.
So make sure you guys tune in for the Zell theory.
Yeah, so we're gonna have that. We're gonna have a good time. I appreciate y'all. Hats off. Hope that we can doing a lot more shows in 2023. Hopefully some more news can, because outside Skip Bayless, I ain't had a chance to do news because nothing important.
Newsworthy's happened.
Yeah. So we're out. I appreciate y'all. Peace.